Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another video. In this video we will be working on my pegboard wall. Now I have another one over my workbench, but this is sort of on the other side of the stairwell, and it's where I house a lot of my blasters. In total though, this display will be massive. It's going to be 16 feet by 8 feet tall, so just to give you a big sort of massive wall to house a lot of my blasters because I'm running out of space. I have a few bins that are basically just full of extra blasters, and I'd like to display some more of my modified blasters sort of on this side. We can keep some of the stock ones in storage, but running out of places to put the cool blasters, and this would be a good solution for that, so that way they don't get all scratched up in storage, and also maybe in the future we could use this as a video backdrop. So going back to the lighting, we're going to, similar to my workshop area, we're going to put some bar lighting above here, probably a little further out than just against the wall, so that way it'll illuminate the wall, and if we decide to film some videos in front of it, we can get good, clear video footage. In terms of additional hardware, I picked up a bunch of new pegs to sort of fill out that area, because we're basically doubling the size of the wall, so I needed quite a few new hooks. I went with the 2-inch ones because that's what works for most Nerf blasters, but I also got a good amount of the 4-inch pegs, excuse me, because some blasters just don't fit on those, and most of the other hooks I were using were like 8 or 10-inch, and they kind of stick out too far. So I figured this would be a good compromise for some of those sort of niche cases. And then I got a bunch of 1.25-inch wood screws to secure it onto the framing for the stairs, which will be the support for the pegboard. So the game plan is to remove all these blasters, take off all the pegs, put them somewhere so that I don't lose them, and then we are going to unscrew everything that is on here, and then we can set it to the proper height to have all 6 on here at once. Okay, so now I've removed everything from the pegboard. All the hooks are taken off and all that jazz. Screws are out. So we're going to put the 3 panels that were originally sort of in the middle. I'm going to line those up along the bottom. Then I have another 3 to put along the top, which will basically bring it up to the ceiling. And then we will have a 12 by 8 foot wall of pegboard, which will be really awesome, and I'll be able to store a ton of blasters on it. Pegboard's completely mounted. The next step is going to be to hang up all the blasters. So the wall so far is coming out pretty well. I kind of hate the noise that you get from the water heater when it randomly turns on. However, I actually had to make another trip to the hardware store because A, I ran out of hooks, so the bottom portion of the wall was still pretty open. I have blasters picked out for it, but now I can finally put them up, and as you can see there's a light over here, but not over here, so I got a second one to hang up over here. And then I'll probably recess it a bit more into the ceiling because right now it kind of cuts off the half of the top row, so we don't want that. So we're going to go freehand for a second, so excuse the minor shakiness, but it's kind of hard to fit this entire wall into frame. It is 12 foot by 8 foot tall, so it's quite large, especially compared to many of the other displays I've seen. But I tried to get a good mix of modded blasters, stock blasters, sort of collectible ones, vintage ones, just, you know, a pretty good variety going on. We got some 3D printed stuff, you know, some swords, some rivals, some old school, some new school, like the Nemesis that I actually just picked up, but just a huge variety, not just Nerf too. We got like a Zingbo, some Zuru, some stuff actually before Hasbro owned Nerf, so that's Laramie. And then most of this other stuff is Nerf. Just to sort of, you know, put it into perspective, you know, it's huge, it doesn't fit in the frame, the camera is relatively far back, but, you know, you can't even see the whole thing, so I think it'll be an awesome backdrop for some future videos, but that wasn't really the intention. It was mostly just to display all this, because most of this was in bins before. It really doesn't do the collection justice. This isn't actually everything. I sort of just picked a bunch of stuff. Like, I have a bunch of long shots, so I figured I didn't need to cover the whole wall with long shots. You know, one full set would do. Actually, I have a full blue one, which was the first long shot I ever owned, and then a yellow one, just to sort of mix it up. But I didn't want to just, you know, put like 7 or 8 long shots on this wall, because it would take up a large variety of space, so I thought, you know, hand-picking a bunch of different things tried to get some of the bulkier stuff, but you know, just a little bit of everything to really mix it up. I guess another cool thing about displaying all my blasters on a wall like this is I can shoot from multiple angles, you know, and you'll see different things every time. Plus, because it's all pegboard, it's pretty modular, and you could just, you know, move any of the blasters as I see fit, rather. And as I work on new projects, I'll be integrating them more into the wall. I'd like to eventually, you know, have it be some mostly custom blasters. That'd be pretty neat, as well as some collectibles. But, you know, we gotta start somewhere, so I picked sort of some of my favorites from my collection so far, and as it expands and as my modded blaster collection also expands, this will change over time. So anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. It might have been kind of boring, however I hope it helps some of you maybe decide to make your own pegboard wall of your own. It's actually pretty easy. I mean, I did it all over a weekend. It only really took that long because I had to make multiple trips to the hardware store for more hooks. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. This might have been a slightly boring video, however hopefully it helps some of you. If you decide to do a similar wall, or if you have any questions, as always feel free to hit me up in the comments section down below. That'll be all for now, so as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video.